The second thing that is used for with that money that's freed up from not having to pay debt service allows us to do the following: to hire 15 additional police officers. They are sorely needed. There has been, for the last 3 years, significant budget cuts imposed on every city agency. And the city of Harrisburg today has far fewer staff than it did several years ago. I can tell you that the calls for service and the demands for city services has not declined, it has sharply increased. There is simply not enough personnel to address it. So the first order of business would be hiring 15 additional police officers. Then in addition to that, there would be 6 new personnel hired for what is called the Bureau of Neighborhood Services. That is part of the Department of Public Works. That is the agency that does trash pickup, that does sewer system repair and maintenance, which is a constant thing. They do pothole repairs. They attend to street sweeping, and so on. Those are the functions that that bureau performs. Right now, we don't have enough staff to do that. If 4 people call off at the last minute sick, one of those services doesn't get done. It's usually street sweeping. Why? Because trash collection is priority number 1, street sweeping is number 2. Adding 6 staff to that agency solves this problem and allows them to get back to where they should be in terms of service performance. Allows the city to hire 2 codes inspectors. We have thousands of inspections and thousands of code cases to handle each year. We have 5 personnel. We simply cannot get it done with that number. 2 more would be hired. There'd be 2 more parks maintenance personnel hired. Mind you, these are all bargaining unit people. They're all members of AFSCME Local 521A. You're 521B. It's your sister local. The 2 additional people in parks maintenance are sorely needed. We have the largest municipal park system in central Pennsylvania. You know about City Island and Reservoir Park and Riverfront Park and Italian Lake. That's only 4 of 27 parks and playgrounds owned and maintained by the city of Harrisburg. We have 13 personnel to do that. 13 personnel. You can't get it done with 13 personnel. It's that simple. 2 more won't make a huge difference, but it is a help. Then it would allow us to also do something else. One of the single biggest complaints we get is about illegal dumping, graffiti, other types of neighborhood nuisance things. There are no staff available to deal with that. It would allow us to create the first ever 5-member neighborhood blight squad. Their assignment solely would be to go out and remove graffiti, remove illegally dumped debris, board up vacant houses that have been abandoned and are wide open and havens for drug use and God knows what else and so forth. It would give us the capacity to address that continuously and on a year-round basis. So in short, it eliminates almost all the city's debt, wipes out the parking authority's debt, of which the city is a guarantor, frees up money that results in significant tax reductions, particularly for homeowners, that are basically permanent tax reductions, and allows the restoration as well as the expansion of city services. That is not a bad deal for the city of Harrisburg's residents, property owners, and taxpayers. Now there's something else here, and I'm not sure who's been feeding you this stuff, but there was this continuous talk about people losing their jobs. We're a family. Where did you get that? Because nobody, let me make this as clearly stated on all the cameras as can possibly be expressed in the English language. No AFSCME member presently working for the Harrisburg Parking Authority. I don't know why you're shaking your head. No bargaining unit member of AFSCME 521B is losing his or her job. No one.
But are we losing benefits or hourly wage?
You are not losing any compensation and no benefits. In fact, you will be offered and are being offered an increase in that compensation. As a matter of fact, a rather significant, excuse me, a significant increase. In addition to that, all the management employees that you presently know have all been extended employment offers to continue to be the management of the parking system. Virtually everybody you now work with will still be here. Management and bargaining unit member. Virtually all of you will be making more compensation than you presently make today. More. And you've already heard the primary representative of the Harrisburg Public Parking Partnership, HPP, already tell you their intent to add additional staff. So you're going to wind up with additional bargaining unit members of Local 521B, which brings me to the next point. AFSCME doesn't go away. You continue to be unionized. You continue to have AFSCME representing you. You continue with everything you've always done as a collective bargaining unit, as members of AFSCME, engaged in the operation of the Harrisburg parking system. There's no change in that respect. And in addition to that, the parking authority itself will continue to exist for several reasons. One, they will have the duty to oversee the performance and the compliance of the private operator to make sure they're doing what they're supposed to do under the contract, the long-term lease. Second, the parking authority will still be the direct operator of the city island facilities. And third, we're going to be developing additional parking garages. You have probably heard me say things about the Southgate project, which is a very significant economic development project involving multiple sites, multiple buildings over a long-range period of time in all the area south of Mulberry Street, going down all the way to Paxton Street.